All right. so bad. Only way you can know, you give it all you have. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I did it all.
Good afternoon. You may now all be seated. It is a pleasure to welcome you to the commencement exercises for the Celina High School class of 2021. It is certainly an honor for me to welcome the graduates, their parents, family members, and friends, as well as our faculty, staff, administrators, and our members of the Board of Education. Every year I enjoy having this opportunity to say thank you to the graduates, because there have been countless times over the years when you have either volunteered, participated in extracurricular activities, or you have been active in the community where you have provided younger children a positive role model whom they can look up to and model their own actions after. Thank you for building that desire in our youth to become as proud to be a Bulldog as you are. Some special recognitions that I want to do shout outs here for. Congratulations, one of our senior divers has made it to state competition this year. This was actually his 4th straight year competing at the state tournament in Canton. Holden Cubberley, please stand and be recognized for these accomplishments. In real recent news, our girls track and field team recently won the WBL track title, and just this weekend they captured this year's district title. Will those graduates who are a part of these title teams please stand to be recognized for this accomplishment? We wish you continued success at this week's regional meet. This year, the FFA program has made a return to Celina High School after a nearly 35-year absence. Congratulations to the graduates who are part of this resurgence. Those included Nathan Elbers, Nicole Fenig, and Madison Harden. Will those three please stand and be recognized for your part in reestablishing the FFA program at Celina High School? Now, graduates, from kindergarten through 12th grade, you have spent just over 14,000 hours of your young lives in Celina City school buildings. We do hope the positive impact you have had from the staff and also from your classmates provides you with lifelong positive memories. Your class motto of "do what's expected and then do some more" is a quote by Ann Esselstein. We can see where these words have helped all seniors present this afternoon achieve their goal of receiving their diploma. We hope that Mrs. Esselstein's quote will continue to inspire you in all of your life's goals. Now, earlier this month, many of you were among the crowd participating in the mini Relay for Life parade. We have heard and read many positive comments from the cancer survivors and their family and friends who were inspired from the positive spirit and support which you once again were able to portray for them. Graduates, you have made Celina proud in your selection of green and white as your class colors, and in the selection of the rose as your class flower. Roses can symbolize a new beginning and everlasting love. We see through these choices that you are proud of our Celina community, the Celina High School, and particularly your graduating class of 2021. Congratulations, graduates. As always, go Bulldogs! Now we ask everyone to please rise and sing along with graduate Kennedy Merlin for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You can be seated. Good afternoon. Soldiering was hard. I'm not talking about the physical part of being a soldier. Our drill sergeants prepared us for that. We were all the time dropping to do push-ups, sit-ups, and mountain climbers. I believe we ran every morning and marched everywhere we needed to go. It wasn't the physical part that I found difficult. It was the repetition of everything we did that I didn't initially understand. I remember thinking that if we did something 5 or 10 times, that should be sufficient. But if we did it once, we'd more than likely do it several hundred times before we graduated. As we worked our way through basic training, it slowly became apparent that the reason we did everything with so much repetition was because our job was to be able to respond to any given situation without excessively thinking about it, and we needed to be effective in our response. There are many situations where soldiers don't have time to think about what they're going to do first, and then second, third, and so on. And after 13 exhausting weeks of basic training, we knew what our responses needed to be, and we started reacting to situations out of instinct. The consolation to basic training was that none of us were going through the training by ourselves. We always worked in teams, either with our combat buddy, a fire team, a squad, or our platoon. That's why the U.S. military is so successful. When a situation develops, they don't sit back and ask for everyone's opinion or hold a brainstorming session on what approach they would take. They just quickly deploy where they're needed, assess the situation, and let their instincts and training take over from there. I'm sure by now you're probably thinking, what in the world does this have to do with me? Well, if you stop and think about it, as you've worked your way through the school system these past 13 years in Celina, you've been going through a very similar training process. Let me give you some examples. Do you remember how many times you went through a deck of flashcards trying to learn to add, subtract, multiply, and divide? What about practicing your spelling words? I'm sure there's a spelling bee champion sitting on this field somewhere. For those of you who've played soccer since you were little kids, how many times did you practice taking goal shots or corner kicks? Or if you're the goalie, how many times did you practice denying those shots and defending your goal? What about shooting baskets, hitting a baseball, rolling a strike, or picking up a spare? How many times did you practice your halftime performance, your dance routine, or any of the many cheers you cheered on a Friday night? What about those things you practiced at home, like tying your shoes or riding a bike? And for our TriStar students, how much practice did it take to learn to read a micrometer or convert fractions to decimals? And I hope they didn't say you were good enough after rebuilding one set of brakes, nailing on 1 or 2 squares of shingles, or doing a couple of needle sticks to draw blood or to start an IV. Working alone or more often as a team, repetition and practice made you good at these things to the extent you no longer thought about them when you did them. You got to the point where you could do them out of instinct, and you probably did most of them really, really well. But most of this is typical stuff that takes place in every high school in Ohio. Let's talk about what special training you may have gone through because you're a Celina Bulldog. By a show of hands, how many of you have worked a blood drive or donated blood? Who here has volunteered their time to clean up the stadium or field house after a ball game? How many of you volunteered your time with various projects in and around your community? How many of you helped with the Hands Up Village project or worked a summer mission trip for your church? And how many of you helped serve our community's Giving Thanks meal? How many of you have tutored another student before, during, or after school? And how many of you worked a part-time job while going to school over the past 4 years? Any of you have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 or more? Talk about reacting as a team. When something bad happens in this community, we come together as a neighborhood. This is a big one that very few 2021 graduates can list on their resume. How many of you have cleaned up after a tornado? 2 tornadoes. 3. Talk about reacting as a team. When something bad happens in this community, individuals, families, and entire neighborhoods pull together to get everyone back on their feet. And when it comes to reacting as a team, look around you on this field. I know your combat buddy, your squad, or your platoon is here somewhere. I've seen you together, usually wearing Hawaiian shirts, face paint, neon, camouflage, or dressed in all-out American. The same holds true for the repetitive parts of running a school. If we need to switch 2 rooms full of desks, I call a soccer coach or football coach, and the typical response is, how many players do you need, and by when do you need it done? And if we're looking to pull off a homecoming parade, I'm convinced Mrs. Ball can arrange horses, miniature army tanks, a marching band, and a really sweet bonfire during one of her afternoon planning periods. But it's not just the teaching staff who can make things happen at Celina High School. Just ask Austin Campbell, Cade Mock, or Daniel Jack how many pots of coffee and coffee cakes they've made for staff meetings over the past few years. Or if you need a crew to put together a Christmas luncheon for a large group of teachers, those guys are the guys to call. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if they got together one day and opened a restaurant, a coffee shop, or a catering business. And when they do, I'll be one of the first customers through the door. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to thank the one person that we all want on our team. She's had a hand in every aspect of pulling off this graduation ceremony. She takes care of the ordering of your caps and gowns, verifying names on diplomas, laying out the seating chart for students as well as parents. She sends invitations to our special guests and puts together the script that the rest of us need to follow. Kristen Kearns takes ownership of this day. She takes pride in her work and makes certain this ceremony is absolutely flawless. Would you please join me in giving her a round of applause as a small token of our appreciation? Thank you, Kristen. But it doesn't stop there. Reflect back on how this community reacted back in March of 2020 at the start of a global pandemic. When the better part of the world came to a screeching halt, think about what took place in the community of Celina. We didn't freeze. We assessed the situation and reacted. We distributed Chromebook computers to students. We loaded buses and delivered meals to various locations throughout our school district. We didn't rush to check the box on a virtual graduation. We waited until the guidelines changed and became one of the only schools in the area to hold an in-person graduation. We used Zoom to stay in touch with our staff and students, not only to provide instruction, but most often we Zoomed just to check in and make certain everyone was doing okay. Celina schools returned to in-person classes in the fall and maintained that for the duration of the school year when other districts wouldn't even consider it. We started and finished all of our sporting seasons, held choir and band concerts, and conducted multiple performances of The Little Mermaid, our spring musical. We even added an ag program and opened Spike's Place, our in-house coffee shop, all in the middle of a pandemic. If you haven't heard it already, I want to take this opportunity to thank our superintendent, our school board, our teachers, our staff, our students, and especially our parents for standing together to not only make this year possible, but amazingly successful. I hope that wherever you deploy after leaving Celina, whether it's for college, a training opportunity, or your lifelong career, I hope that you settle in a community that responds like the community of Celina. And if they don't, take charge and make it happen. You're ready. You've been training for the past 13 years. And never forget the meaning of our hashtag, Celina now, but a bulldog forever. May God bless the 2021 graduates of Celina High School. Thank you.
Please join me in this time of prayer. Lord, we thank you for this day when we can gather to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2021. We are thankful for your guidance during our 4 years of high school, for the love, support, and help of our parents and the teachers that have helped us learn and succeed as graduates of Celina High School. You have protected us and have planned for each one of us as we go forward with our lives. Several will leave for college, others will serve our country in the military, and some will start in the workplace serving their employers. No matter where we go in this life, help us to remember the blessings you have given to us, our families, friends in this area that has allowed us to live in a safe and supportive community. Most of all, thank you, Father, for creating us to love and serve you because of the sacrifice that Jesus Christ made for us at the cross. May we be faithful in proclaiming your love for all people and be willing to sacrifice for others so that you may receive honor and glory. Help us to remember your word in Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. We ask this in the name of Jesus. Amen. At this time, please welcome Zach Hirsch with the class president address.
Good evening. My name is Zach Hirsch, and I'm honored to be standing in front of you as your 2021 senior class president. I'd like to believe that our experience at Celina High School is one that very few share. Our high school years began like every single class before us. Freshman year began in August and ended in May. Sophomore year began in August and ended in May. Junior year began in August, and let's be honest with ourselves here, ended in March. After much anticipation, our senior year resumed like every year prior, and now comes to an end in May. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone here who made this year possible. We were very fortunate to resume classes in person in August, as not every school enjoyed this luxury. While I know that I am not the only person who is sick of talking about the coronavirus, I also believe that our class should not be discredited for the extra burden put upon us by this unpredictable event. Adversity is one of many words which come to mind when describing our class. From the ashes of what was our junior year, we rose to be one of the strongest senior classes in Celina's history. 90 of our classmates maintained over a 3.0 grade point average. Our class was awarded the most yellow cords in Celina's history, meaning that 50 of our classmates maintained a grade point average of 3.5 or higher, 23 of which maintained a GPA above 3.8 amidst one of the most difficult circumstances we have ever encountered. Determination is yet another word which depicts our class. We were determined to have as close to as normal senior year as possible. In school, we wore our masks, no matter how annoying it was, just so that we could stay at school. Looking back now, I guess Mr. Metz was just looking out for us whenever we heard him say, "Please pull your mask up." We found that the little things inside of school led to big rewards outside of the classroom. The St. Mary's basketball game is one of many memories that will live in my head forever. After all the anticipation, we were finally allowed to have a student session to cheer on our friends and classmates. Prom is yet another reward we received for the continuous cooperation we exhibited. While we may have only had one prom, we were determined to make it special. Our class descriptors are a great representation of our class as a whole. Our colors are green and white. Green represents a fresh new life. We rose from the ashes and reestablished our roots at Celina High School after being deprived of a full junior year. White symbolizes hope as we move forward into the workforce or onto higher education. Our class flower, the rose, is simple yet elegant. Just like the rose, we flourished after a cold and dark time that was the coronavirus. Now, if we can all do what's expected and then do some more, then I've got a feeling that we are going to turn out all right. At this time, please welcome Mrs. Kramer to the stage to announce our local scholarship recipients.
Earlier this month, at the Academic Awards and Scholarship presentation, over $140,000 in local scholarships were presented to 50 of our students from the class of 2021. These scholarships were donated by 57 different local families and organizations in the surrounding area. If you received a scholarship, please stand to be recognized. On behalf of Celina High School and the student recipients of the scholarships, I would like to express our sincerest thank you to the local service organizations and individuals for assisting those members of the class of 2021 in their post-secondary endeavors. Let's give all the recipients and donors a round of applause. You may now be seated. Please stand if you are part of our National Honor Society. The National Honor Society is an organization of students who are selected for membership on the basis of high academics, leadership, and community service. To maintain membership after induction, students are expected to maintain both a GPA of 3.5 or greater and all other standards of membership. NHS graduates are wearing a royal blue and white cord today during our ceremony. All members did about 1,700 hours of community service this last year. Please give these students a round of applause. You may now be seated. Every year, Celina High School works together with the American Red Cross by hosting 4 blood drives at the school. The students learn the gift of giving life while working to earn themselves a red cord. To earn a red cord, a student must donate 3 times during their time here at Celina High School or volunteer at blood drives throughout the year. Please stand if I call your name. Alexa Arnold, Austin Cotterman, Madison Harden, Violet Houston, Cooper Jones, Kaylee Keith, Ashley Lorridge, Maria Lutz, Chloe McNeelan, Zoe McNeelan, Madison Meeker, Emma Menchofer, Corey Morden, Jacob Mott, Jackie Schablin, Jared Zimmerly. These seniors understand the gift of blood is the gift of life and have successfully and courageously donated 3 or more times during their high school career. Between all of you, you have donated 100 units, which in turn has saved 325 lives. Thanks to you all, you should be so proud. And please give them a round of applause. At this time, please welcome Mr. Metz and Post Commander Gerald Mort Ward with our Armed Forces recognition.
Yeah, let's see. Let's do that up. Do you want me to hold them?
Go ahead. You're reading, right?
Oh, okay.
At this time, I would like for all of our servicemen and women present here today who have served or are currently serving our country to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. On behalf of those veterans standing and the Celina VFW Post 5713, we are proud to present this year's graduating seniors with a 3x5 American flag to our graduates who will be furthering their career in the Armed Forces post-high school. Please come up as I call your name. Austin Cotterman, Army. Nate Kersey, Army. Jesse Romack, Army. Josh Kittle, Army. On behalf of Celina Schools and our local VFW post, accept our sincere thanks for our courage, dedication, and selfless service. Please give your fellow classmates a round of applause. At this time, I would like for Mason Muther to come forward.
Come on up. Yep. Okay. Mason's parents are Gary and Elizabeth Muther. His activities include National Honor Society for 2 years, jazz band for 3 years, symphonic band for 3 years, marching band for 4 years, mock trial for 4 years, Scholastic Bowl for 3 years. He was part of the TSA teams for 4 years. He took AP courses in calculus, chemistry, English, government, and statistics. In his honors and awards, he was the Celina Rotary Student of the Month, the Honda Ohio State STEM Award for 2020 and 2021, the Sophomore Math Student of the Year. He received Superior OMEA Solo and Ensemble sophomore and junior years, and he was top 5 of class all 4 years. Mason plans to attend Ohio Northern University next year to pursue a degree in statistics and is ending high school with a GPA of 4.04. Ladies and gentlemen, your class of 2021 salutatorian, Mason Muther.
All right, I know you probably all would like to be listening to the valedictorian speak, and I'm no different. So I'm going to keep this fairly brief and not get overly tangential like I know my brother Jordan would. I would first of all like to say thank you to everybody here on behalf of all of us graduating, as I'm sure none of us would be where we are today without your help and support. I feel really honored and humbled to have been named salutatorian, especially in a class with so many hardworking and deserving students. We have a class that's full of students who are a combination of smart, funny, athletic, talented, artistic, caring, generous, supportive, and many other great traits. I'm proud to be salutatorian, but to be honest, I'm even more proud just to have been part of such an awesome class, and I hope you all are too. A lot has happened over the past 4 years, especially in this most recent year. I know it feels like we've sort of been robbed of our senior year because of this entire COVID ordeal, but I'd say we're a lot luckier than you might think. Although we lost some parts of our last year of school, there were plenty of things that still happened. Sports have been able to happen all year, the musical still happened, most clubs and activities still continued at least in some form. We had a great prom just a couple weeks ago, and we've had in-person classes all year around. Not all places have had all of these luxuries this year, so I think it's important to look at the positive side. We still made it this far, and I hope everybody continues to look on the bright side of things as we move forward to the next part of our lives. That's really about all I wanted to say, so thanks again, and now I'll turn you over to Emma Menchofer.
on down, Emma. Emma Menchofer. Emma is the daughter of Jason Menchofer and Amy Jaquay. Her high school activities include marching band for 4 years, cheerleading for 4 years, symphonic band for 3 years, National Honor Society for 2 years. Emma was voted cheerleading captain her senior year. She served as flute section leader and earned first chair placements for 3 of her 4 years in high school band. Outside of school, she volunteered her time in various ways, including service at Red Cross blood drives, special needs cheer camps, and the Grand Lake Marathon. Her awards include top 5 rank in class all 4 years, National Merit Commended Scholar, AP Chem Student of the Year, Junior Math Student of the Year, German Student of the Year, Rotary Club Student of the Month. She received the Carolyn Bear English Award. Emma plans to attend Indiana University in the fall, where she will study ecology and conservation. Emma concludes her high school career with a 4.103 GPA. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we recognize our 2021 class valedictorian, Emma Menchofer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would first like to thank you all for being here today to share in our celebration and our accomplishments. I know that I owe endless gratitude to my parents, friends, family, teachers, and all of the people who contributed to my education and academic success. And I'm sure that many of my classmates feel the same. That being said, I'd like to add something to that list of achievements and activities that Mr. Metz just read. I'm also employed at a garden center. I'm an ecology major and a garden girl with a green thumb, but out of consideration for my future dorm room, I've had to put a cap on my own personal plant collection, and I resort to caring for and pining over all of the plants at work instead. A few weeks ago, I was soaking air plants at the garden center, and a particularly long and funky one caught my attention. It's called Tillandsia usneoides, but it's possible that you've heard it called Spanish moss. Air plants like Spanish moss don't require any soil. They're low maintenance. All you have to do is dip them in water once a week and let them get a little light. But it was a few weeks ago, as I was dunking the Spanish moss in a bucket of water, that I began to really think about their resilience. I noticed that not one little piece broke off into the water. In the stringy mess of hairy green strands, not a trace was left behind in the bucket. They're strong, despite the little care that they require. They stay put together even when they're weighed down. Considering the plague that tried to split our senior year apart, we know a thing or two about that. So we're already practicing our own resilience. Resilience that will carry us through uncomfortable situations, rejection, and failure. All things that we must remember are necessary to life. Our parents, who balanced nature and nurture, our teachers, who treated us like adults, and our relationships that weathered the high school social situation. They've instilled us with this strength and resilience, building a foundation for success. So instead of leaving high school filled with fear or weakness, we have the ability to be like the moss, to march on with resolve rather than resignation. Still, usneoides has more to teach us. Plants like Spanish moss don't even make roots. Once again, they aren't picky. As we continue our journeys, whether to the workforce, the military, college, or complete uncertainty, I think we can all take lessons from plants, especially this one. That's not to say that we should be lazy and unbothered, or that we should settle in life. On the contrary, being more like these strange, unique beings involves a lot of adaptability. They don't need to put roots in a particular place to be content. They don't need a lot of material to keep them going, because places and possessions don't feed living things. The support systems that we surround ourselves with, the careers that fuel our passions, and the atmospheres that we create for ourselves. Those are the important things in our lives, and they will be increasingly so as we set out on different paths. So today, as we look forward, we must remember all that we've learned and enthusiastically await all that we have yet to experience. We must meet tribulations with the skills and resilience that we have been equipped with. We must be open to the risk and adaptability that adult life will demand. And we must always remember that we aren't being uprooted, no matter how unsettling this chapter may be. Be strong, be adaptable, and hold on to the things that are truly valuable to you, no matter where you settle. Thank you.
Mr. Flack and members of the Board of Education of Celina City Schools, I am proud to present to you these candidates for diplomas, each of whom has satisfactorily completed all coursework, requirements, and policies as prescribed by the General Assembly, along with the state and local boards of education. Please come forward and receive your diploma as Mr. Andrew and Mrs. Kearns read your names.
Emma E. Menchover. Quade Matthew Gilmore. Natalie L. Braun. Nathan A. Albers. Dominic Lee Archer.
Went too fast. Let's slow down for a second.
Alexa Jeanette Arnold.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Dominic Archer, okay.
Kaylin Hope Avers.
I just need to wait till they come out.
Gage M. Black.
There we go.
Reeves Andrew Black. Kyler M. Bolby. Zachary Winston Hirsch. Mason W. Muther. Brandon John Stogler. Ross Michael Brackman. Garrett D. Brandon. Connor M. Braun. Craddock Show Bridge. Alexis R. Brocher. Justin W. Brueggemann. Madison Ann Burgoon. Nathan C. Burke. Austin Lee Campbell.
Good job, Austin.
Samantha Joe Carlin. Tyler M. Caudell. Brandon Dean Chapman. Devin Allen Chilcote. Gracie May Chilcote. Austin Lee Cotterman. Olivia K. Cox Rudy. Clayton J. Cox. Holden Meyer Coverly. Medina Davlat Boyova. Kelsey E. Day. Catherine Jean May Dietrich. Jack Thomas Duncan. Carly K. Eichler. Samantha J. Exman. Nicole Marie Fenig. Sierra M. Fisher. Seth J. Fluke. Taylor Kayla Forwork. Samantha Jane Freeman. Trenton Ryan Fusen. Isaac Lee Garrett. Claire K. Gass. Kylie J. Giesege. Logan Alvin Hendricks Gottamoller. Nathaniel George Gramza. Audrey Marie Gray. Benjamin William Graber. Gabriel T. Greger. Emma Diane Guggenbiller. Haley Ann Zula. Madison Lee Harden. Andreas A. Harris. Jasmine A. Harris. Dakota N. Hayes. Taylor N. Hemmelgarn. Kennedy S. Henry. Solomon C. Hairholzer. Emma J. Homan. Wyatt A. Howe. Daniel Edward Huber. Violet Ray Houston. Hannah K. Hewer. Jillian Marie Isbell. Daniel Jack. Sky Jackson. Mia Satine Jaquay. Billy AJ Joel. Chloe P. Johnsman. Cooper R. Jones. Jaden Matthew Jones. Jersey R. Jones. Riley Page Jones. Kaylee Ann Keith. Nathan Andrew Kersey. Rachel K. Kirkpatrick. Joshua M. Kittle. Destiny Lennon Clausing.
McKenna L. Klingshern. Rose Berlin Craner. Natalie Jean Cook. Gage Joseph Larson. Mackenzie Wilson Lehman. Sydney M. Lehman. Noah D. Leonard. Brittany M. Littmer. Colton Ray Litteral. Janita Lametto. Ashley A. Lorridge. Maria R. Lutz. Kendra A. Marcy. Clayton N. Martin. Cade Benjamin Mock. Liliana M. May. Rose M. McGowan. Chloe A. McNeilin. Zoe E. McNeilin. Mark A. Meadows. Colby R. Meeker. Mackenzie A. Meeker. Madison L. Meeker. Ella K. Metzgar. Caden Miller. Emma Jade Minnick. Corey T. Morden. Jacob R. Mott. Kennedy Renee Merlin. Brady C. Neese. Rihanna Shaylin Norton. Connor Michael Newting. Lane Aaron Newting. Haley Jane Obringer. Kevin Matthew Olds. Emily P. Owens. Kiana U. Petaway. Antonia P. Posada. Joseph H. Posada. Cody Allen Powell. Olivia Nicole Ryder. Soraya M. Rife. Jesse James Romack. Cami M. Ross. Savannah R. Sanning. Cooper Schaffner. Jacqueline Rose Shablin. Aiden P. Schmidt. Kale Joseph Schmidtmeyer. Grace Genevieve Schneider. Natalie J. Schralicki. Logan M. Seitz. Cynthia D. Sheets. Jaden H. Segrist. Jackson T. Silliman. Kobe Michael Simpson. Derek Benjamin Slater. Nicole Diane Snyder. Courtney Ann Stockler. Sydney R. Stewart. Taylor Christy Sunderland. Elijah James Tharp. Charlie Michael Tuttle. Andrea R. Vian. Hallie P. Boyson. Ridge C. Wally. Hunter Lee Walters. Nicole E. Warnament. Mitchell A. Whites. Nathan P. Wilson. Aaron D.J. Winoven. Lauren Elizabeth Walters. Maggie Zhang. Jared Ray Zimmerly. Camden J. Zizelman. Let's give our graduates a round of applause. At this time, please welcome Quade Gilmore and Natalie Braun with our closing reflection.
Class of 2021, we have been thrust into many difficult situations this past year, but we have all persevered. Mainly, we can thank COVID for making this year unique to say the least. We have fought through having to wear masks, limited attendance at various school events, and Zoom classes for the past year and a half. But here we are in person with all of our families and attendants. We dominated COVID and did not let it ruin our senior year. We still had a homecoming, student sections, and even a prom. None of that would have been possible without the amazing faculty and students of Celina High School. They all worked their tails off so we could have the most normal year possible. To that, I thank you. Our 4 years at Celina High School have flown by. I remember friends and family members constantly telling me to cherish every moment because it will fly by. Boy, were they right. It seems like yesterday that the class of 2021 marched through the high school doors, freshman year, scrambling to open up our lockers and find our classes. Now we are seniors. Think about that. We will never walk from class to class in Celina High School ever again. We are about to open up the next chapter of our lives. We will all head in different directions as we pursue our goals. As my mom always says, don't be sad that it's over, be glad that it happened.
Evening, everyone. Just a few seconds ago, Quade reminded you of some experiences this year that we are so very grateful to have. Most of us will forever remember our first and only prom, but tonight I don't want to focus on the short-term events. I want to talk about the long-lasting people around you. If you look at the classmates next to you, they are likely the ones that you've been alphabetized next to for lockers, class lists, ceremonies, etc. since we were 5. But do you truly know these individuals, or do you know their last name is somewhat close to yours in the alphabet? I believe many of us leave the high school only knowing a small portion of the many amazing personalities that walk these halls, and it's such a tragedy, especially for our class. Personally, I feel blessed that I got to experience this class to its fullest potential. From being a band nerd, an athlete, an honor student, and a class officer, I have ended my high school career with so many personalities around me, and I will tell you, each of them are different in their own way. There are the crazy and obnoxious band kids that made for some of the best football games, which weren't possible without our hardworking athletes addicted to winning. There are amazingly smart and big-brained students that made for our class known for some outstanding academic awards, and quite possibly future Hollywood actors in the musicals. There are many more unbelievable personalities that contribute to our school, and I am reminding you of these people and their many contributions over the years, because if you think back to your favorite memories while in high school, that person you've been alphabetized by for your whole life could now be the person making these memorable moments in your life worth remembering. Before we leave today and go our separate ways, try to remember everyone here and never forget your time at Celina High School. Today, for only a moment, get away from your small group of friends that you grew up with and say goodbye to at least one classmate that you passed many times before, but never stop to talk to. Trust me, these personalities around us right now are worth remembering. At this time, please rise and join us in the singing of the alma mater led by Sky Jackson.
We sing to the school of the green and the white, the school with the spirit true. We'll ever keep thy honor bright and pure as crystal dew. So raise your joyful voices high and alma mater sing. Thy name will ever glorify. As fruits of thy labor we bring.
Great job, Sky. All right, this time, Zach Hirsch, if we would please come up.
Graduates, will you please join me in changing our tassels as a symbol of moving from youth to adulthood?
You get back to your spot, and you're going to lead them out. Ladies and gentlemen, as our graduates move into position around the field, let's listen to our senior choir's recording of Have It All. Yeah, take your diplomas and everything with you. Don't leave them.
May you have auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May it take no effort in you being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less.
May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath.
And may the best thing of the day be the best thing of tomorrow. Whoa. And may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa. Well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'd be sad without you. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it all. I want you to have it. I want you to have it all. May you be as fascinating as a slap bracelet. May you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress. Having no possessions, no immeasurable wealth.
May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct. And may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next.
And may the best thing of the day be the best thing of tomorrow. Whoa. And may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa. Well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we're gonna have. You don't need money, you got free pass.